In today's video, I am going to continue where I left off and reinforce my evolving perspective on cocaine. I made another video about this. It's a little bit long-winded, I will be honest. I always have something to say, which is why I have a YouTube channel in the first place. So maybe that video didn't get a lot of views because I started with kind of story time and it took me a while to get to my point, but I'm going to be more straightforward this time. I believe this is really important to share with the world. I am an advocate of plants and plant medicines and of Mother Earth, nature, and it's my duty to share with you the knowledge downloads that I receive thanks to these plant medicines. So for cocaine, my perspective is that it is disrespectful to the sacred coca leaf, which is the sacred plant medicine of the Andean people of South America and has been for centuries. Very, very old medicine. It is good for cutting headache, pain, helping you work hard all day without the need for much food or water, help with altitude sickness. So it really helps with the environment that they're in high altitudes, and they have a very strong connection to this plant and use it with reverence. And it is a form of peacemaking and trust building within communities of Indian people. If you want to break the ice when you go to somewhere like Bolivia or Peru, in these Andean cultures, you show up with a bag of coca leaves and offer it to the people around you. They will warm up to you right away. They will put a smile on their face and feel more able to trust you. So it's something to think about. Now, a lot of cocaine users don't like to know where it comes from and are unaware of the origins of cocaine. The coca leaf is not intended to be used in the way that cocaine is used. It's a toxic process to create cocaine using things like gasoline and who knows what else. And it's expensive. I think it's like $80 to $100 a gram for cocaine. So it's a very lucrative business that people fall into because when you're, think of it like this, you're a rural farmer who grows and harvests coca leaves, and maybe you'll make a few dollars a bag on coca leaves versus $100 on a gram of cocaine, or whatever cut you get as a farmer for the lucrative business. How are you gonna say no to that? It ruins people's lives because of all the violence that ensues, because of all the money and then the trusting people. And I'm sure all of you watching this know about the violence that ensues because of the cocaine trade, the cocaine business industry, whatever you want to call it. It causes so much destruction in the world, in the communities that produce coca leaves, and those who do end up using cocaine, a lot of them become addicted to it. It ruins people's lives, and it's self-destructive too. It ruins you, really. I don't have a lot of experience using cocaine. I never really got into it, fortunately. I've only ever had a bump or two, and the appeal for me, I didn't really get the appeal. For me, it was like having a cup of coffee, and why go to all the trouble of having a substance that costs a lot of money? It was very dirty to get. It caused a lot of violence in the world to get to you, and you don't even know what it's in it, because it could be very well cut with other things. In fact, cocaine is one of the most common drugs to be cut with other things. Why do dirty drugs end up on the market? Because of greed that ensued in whoever started making that. They want more money. They're going to stop caring about people's well-beings and put other things into it, and hopefully people won't notice, because who gives a fuck about people's health? All we want to do is make money. That's the mentality that creates bad drugs and things being laced with other things. Cocaine is a big culprit for this. So it's really risky to have, because it can be cut with so many weird things and you don't even know what's in it. So another point here, if you stop and think about it, of all the substances we use recreationally, especially, cocaine doesn't have any opportunity for self-development, personal development. There's no inner work. It numbs you from your feelings and anything else that you wanted to ignore. It blurts that out, and that perhaps is an appeal for a lot of people. It can be euphoric, I've heard, whatever, but there's no chance for personal development. you're not going to be faced with your problems. You're going to avoid your problems. And on the flip side of that, no personal development, but yes, personal destruction. And suddenly you'll be spending so much money on it. Of course, I'm generalizing here, but it's quite a common theme. And a lot of users, I have a friend who does use cocaine and he likes it, and I told him my perspective on it. I'm non-judgmental. I just like to share my perspective. And he told me his experience on it, and I thought it was really interesting because it really enhanced my perspective on cocaine. So he said that he likes cocaine, but he knows it's a bad drug because it makes him become sneaky. It taught him how to cheat. I thought this was really interesting. It taught him how to be sneaky and sly, and I interpreted that as going against your morals. Cocaine is a substance that will teach you to go against your morals. Again, I'm not speaking on this of personal experience, so if you've had personal experience, you can share it in your comments. This is based off of what people have told me, but I have a deep connection with plant medicines, and I'm also getting more in tune to picking up on people's energies. And when I go to these events, I can quite easily tell now who has had cocaine in their system and who hasn't. And those who have consumed cocaine, it's not the vibe for me. It's just, I'd rather stay away from them. It just, it almost like, yeah, it's just weird vibes, bad vibes, dirty vibes, just not peace and love kind of vibes. It's just weird, and surely some of you know what I'm talking about. Also, you can kind of tell who goes too hard on cocaine because they don't sleep and then they feel like shit the next day. Self-destruction. A lot of users will thumbs down on my video, for one thing, and this is likely because they are in self-denial of the destruction that this substance causes them. My friend who does use, he's aware that it's not good for him, but he likes it. So like at least he's aware of it though. Whereas a lot of people, they don't want to know where it comes from. A lot of them are not willing to listen to what I have to say, and not willing to admit that they're not doing any personal development with this substance. It just numbs you out, and there's a lot of other, if you want something that will numb you out, there's a lot of other safer, less destructive substances that you could choose to use. The other thing I want to mention is that with cocaine, with everything we use in life and with everything we take from the natural world, we really should be asking for respect and use it with reverence and gratitude. And this is really, really important to do, especially when consuming plant medicines, to have that intention to express gratitude towards the plant spirit and using things with intention. But with cocaine, there's absolutely no reverence paid to the coca leaf that it comes from. There's absolutely no reciprocity going on. The cocaine is extracted from the coca leaf, but there's no reciprocity or reverence happening, which I believe is why it causes so much self-destruction and causes people to go against their morals. Because when something is being created in such a disrespectful manner and kind of like, it's almost like it's a slap in the face to indigenous peoples, using something that is sacred and turning it into something unintended without any reciprocity. It's no wonder that it causes so much evil in the world. And because there's more of a movement towards self-development now, I've noticed within the rave community, there's less people who are trying to get fucked up and more people who really want to work on themselves and do the deep inner work and experiment more with psychedelics. And I find that even Molly is becoming less popular just because you can't be using it all the time because it drains you out. It can be used therapeutically, but everything in moderation, guys. So I believe that eventually cocaine will leave the scene because good vibes will prevail. Peace, love, and kindness will always prevail. And we each do our part to light that spark in others and inspire others to become a better version of themselves in a safe and non-judgmental way. So I believe that eventually cocaine will leave the scene. I'm spreading my word. I've told a lot of people about it at of an event I went to last weekend, and so far the only criticism I've had is just like, people like to use it. Yes, okay. Yeah, if they like to use it, but listening to my they might not want to hear what I have to say. So that just goes to show you that they're closed-minded to listening to my perspective. And basically the second criticism that I've kind of received is people who don't like my video or don't want to listen to what I have to say, which goes in line with the first criticism. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think about my perspective on cocaine. How has your experience been? This is a non-judgmental space to share your thoughts and feelings. And I'm just here advocating for the sacred plant teachers and the indigenous peoples of our planet Earth. And I hope that everyone is taking good care of themselves and being respectful to the people around them and the people we interact with on a day-to-day basis. So take good care of yourselves. My motto is coca leaves instead of cocaine. Imagine if we could use coca leaves in a medicinal way at festivals, help with headache, whatever, just with reverence. Coca leaves instead of cocaine. That is my motto. In fact, there's a paste made from coca leaves called mambe. I think it's called mambe. I haven't gotten it because it's illegal apparently, but sometimes you can get some stuff like that online. But I had this tobacco paste called ambil from Colombia, some tribes in Colombia who make it, and traditionally this is used in conjunction with the coca leaf paste, which is a green leaf paste, not a paste, with the powder, and you put them both in your mouth and it adds the sweetness, and that is traditionally used together. So far I've only used this one, which is really great for anxiety. Makes you salivate a lot, but it really brings clarity and peace and grounding. Anyway, I can keep going on and on, but there's a lot of really wonderful plant medicines, and bottom line is pay reverence and respect to the plants, ask for permission, and use things with intention. Thanks for watching my video. Check out my other videos and leave a comment.